Hey, what's up guys, Turtleags here, bringing you another Lord of Dice Global video. Now I know it's been a while since I uploaded my last video. Nowadays I pretty much like to keep updated with all the events. I know I haven't really uploaded any guides in between. There hasn't really been much new content released since the second world boss, or the third world boss, I'm sorry. So anyways, I'm really excited for this event because I think the dicers that were released for today's update are actually a lot better than several of the previous events. So what I will do is just go over all the new dicers that came out. There were 3 released today. Blanche is one of them, Carol's the other, and Requiem makes a return finally. This is the first event in which a previous cube event dicer has returned, and I'm really excited for this, for everyone who's playing this game, whether you maybe have been playing this game since the beginning and still need to get the last few shards to get a 5-star copy of him. And I'm also excited for the newer players as well, because I feel like up until this point there hasn't really been much done to allow newer players to catch up, and this we can finally have some cube event dicers returning for the newer players to acquire. And what's cool about this is that despite bringing back some of the old dicers like Requiem, they're still introducing some new content, such like the new dicer skin for Requiem, which looks really cool by the way. And they're bringing Jean's dicer skin back. I think all 3 of the new dicers released in this event are actually quite good. This is a really good event, so if you've been saving gems up until this point for this moment, I think now's the time to really cash in and take advantage of your gems. Now I don't have a way to confirm that my live stream is going on, but hopefully it's on right now. Let's go over this. So for this new event we have a new dicer named Blanche. He is a 6-star piercer who I will go over in a moment. We also have a D6 Carol, who's a whirlwind dicer. I'm actually very excited for her because I've been trying to get a good whirlwind dicer to replace my 2-move slot, and the fact that she is a dicer rebirth, or the fact that she's obtainable through dicer rebirth means that I can get multiple copies of her until I get the move I need. And then of course we have the return of Requiem, as well as a new dicer skin for him. Okay, so here's what his dicer skin looks like. So once again we got the Requiem shard cubes and the Requiem feathers. So between now, June 26th and July 10th, we will be obtaining feathers to unlock him. And what is neat about this time around is that there are additional ways to acquire feathers via the Valentine's Day, the Valentines Racing. Very easy to do. You can easily, do hard mode and get, I think it's 600 feathers, and I think you can pay, I think it's like 100, 150, 200 gems to redo Valentine Racing for another 600 feathers. So this is great for the free-to-play players because I think up until this point there hasn't really been a good way to farm for the feathers, or whatever you need to exchange for the cubes. And I'll do this on stream, and I'll do some calculations for you guys so you can kind of plan out a way to get at least 1 copy of Requiem. Alright, and here's Blanche. Alright, so I'm going to go into the game right now. I'm going to go over their skills as well as their Korean tier list rankings. Alright, here we go. So let's start off with Carol, since she's the newer dicer, and I think you all are probably more curious about her. So here, let me back out a moment. Okay, so she's available now through Dicer Rebirth, and of course you want to exchange 5 natural 5 dicers for her. Let's check her out. So Alright, so Carol is a d6 double dicer, which is actually a theme for all three dicers this time around. As many of you know already, if you want to win a dice battle and have the best probability of winning it, you want to bring all d6s. Or at least as much as you can. She's available anywhere between 1 move to 5 move. I'm personally trying to get a 2 move of her, maybe get a 3 move of her if I end up with extras. Alright, so first movement ability, Snowbell. Increases the attack of d6 dicers by the number of good hits times 15%. So I think what this means, I'm not 100% sure, maybe you guys can correct me on this, is that, you know how when you play her, how for whirlwind dicers they hit one space all around them? So let's say you're attacking with her, and say like she hits like 2 tiles on the boss, and then maybe hits a minion for another hit. I'm thinking it's 15% times that many hits. So, you know, if you look at... Oh, hey, Hellfire! Okay, good. So I think I'm live right now. Good. So let's go over her tier list rankings. She's actually considered S tier, I think. So this is S tier right here with Kitsune, Ophelia, so on and so forth. Scrolling down to... So here's Requiem. Requiem's also S tier. Here we go. So here's Carol. She's supposedly SS tier in raids, I think because of her first movement ability. Carol is basically an insanely good D6 enhancer, because it's so easy for a whirlwind dicer to get multiple hits in. And I think up until this point, the only dicer that we have that boosts D6 dicers is one of the past Cube event dicers, who basically no one got, because it was either you got her or you got the swimsuit avatars. So I actually don't know anyone who has that dicer whose name escapes me. Let me just look her up real quick. Oh, maybe she was that's right, she was S tier. Yeah, I forget the name of her. This was around the time when I had a brief hiatus from Lord of Dice Global, but anyways, she used to be in a Cube event, and I don't know anyone who has her, or a limit broken version of her. So she was, up until this point, this girl right here was the only D6 enhancer. Now we have a second one in the form of a premium rebirth dicer. So this is excellent, because I feel like for newcomers to have a chance to get a high score in this game, I think, especially like world boss and that sort of thing, I think it's important to have more dicer enhancer options. So I think it's very smart that they had her as a dicer rebirth option. So anyways, her first ability is the reason why she is S tier. She has very good rankings in the Korean tier list. And if you use her at full charge, increases the attack of D4 dicers by the number of good hits times 15% plus 30%. So that's pretty good. That's really good. So let's say you get like 3 good hits in, so that's plus 45% plus another 30%. So you're boosting your D6 dicers by 75%, for example. And even if you get 2 hits, that's still pretty good. That's plus 60%. That's better than a chain attack. S plus means more than 2S. You know, Hellfire, I'm not entirely sure. From my understanding, all the S tiers are the ones who are S2 double S. Because if we go into A tier, which would be here, yeah, see it's A+. Some of them are S tier, but as you can see, like in PvP for Thornet, it's A. I think that for S tier, it's more like, yeah, you are right. S plus to 2 S's. I think you are correct. Yes. So that's what I mean, but I'm just going to call it S tier. Unfortunately, Carol's Fortify skill is not that good. It's probably the worst one, but that tends to be the general theme of the D6 dicers. Yeah, so she is insanely good. Carol is really good. I'm going to probably farm maybe at least 2 limit broken copies of her. I think, you know, obviously Mashu is the best dicer rebirth to date. Yeah, here's Mashu right here. Hopefully you got a couple copies of her. Carol is really good. Yeah, I think for just about everyone in the Lord of Dice global community, she's gonna be the first D6 enhancer that people acquire. In terms of ideal move number, Hellfire, I would say like 1 move, 2 move, or 3 move is really good. But like if you've ever watched me raid on stream, I do use a 4 move whirlwind enhancer as well. So I would say anywhere, just pretty much get whoever you have a low or get whoever you don't have a whirlwind dicer for yet. So if you don't have a whirlwind dicer at the 2 move slot, you know, get her at the 2 move slot, and so on and so forth. It ultimately boils down to your team composition, but for me personally, I'm going for a 2 move of her. I desperately need a D6 whirlwind user at the 2 move slot. So yeah, you're welcome, Hellfire. So, and I'm really excited that Requiem is back, because Requiem is actually a really good enhanced dicer. So let's take a look at him, and you'll see why he's really good. For those of you guys who haven't played since the beginning, Requiem was the very first Cube Event dicer released, and many of us, including myself, who had no idea what to do, we ended up spending our feathers more for the evolution materials instead of getting him, and I really regret it. I only have 9 shards of him from the previous Cube event, but I'm definitely going to get 2 copies of him. But guys, because he is an enhanced dicer, so even if you only have enough feathers to get 1 of him, it's worth it. Let me find him. Okay, so as you can see, Requiem is on the same tier as Kitsune, Mashu, Carol, basically the top tier dicers. I think that his rankings are pretty reasonable. I'm trying to get a 6 move of him. This might be one of the few times where I may end up getting more than 2 copies of a Cube Event dicer, just because for the extra copies of him, I can still use him for stacking for world bosses and that sort of thing, if I'm trying to, say, master skill with a Thornet, for instance. But anyway, so let's take a look at why he's so good. His first movement ability, Lux Eterna, adds 15% damage to his damage output, plus increases 15% to both your Whirlwind and Piercer Dicer's attack. So he buffs himself and he stacks your Whirlwind and Piercer Dicers. And at full charge, he, more damage output, plus increases more enhancing percentage. So this is really good. I think Requiem will be very good for a lot of newcomers, because for many people who don't have a good sniper to stack with, Requiem can serve as, or actually maybe not, but oh no, yes, that's right. For those of you guys who don't know, most of the free-to-play dicers, like the 4-star dicers or the 3-star dicers, we have more dicers that enhance sniper attacks than any other class in the game currently. So most people are going to stack, you know, say, let me find someone. They would stack like a Kongim or stack a Nidhogg. But Requiem, even if you got a non-limit broken version of him, he's a good dicer to stack. If you watch some of the really good players like Dawn or Evine, they have their own YouTube channels now. I think Evine, the snipers that he stacks aren't even limit broken, and he gets like the second highest score in World Boss for Lord of Dice Global. So hopefully for those of you guys who you know, maybe don't have as many dicers as you would like, or are just starting out with the game, you don't have to have limit broken snipers to score high in World Boss. It just boils down to preparation, saving all of your dicer enhancers. So I think for everyone who has gems, now is the time to spend it on Requiem. He's really good. And his dicer ability increases 2 of your d10 dice by 3. Pretty decent. I mean, most teams are going to have at least 1 d10 dicer, so his ability will come into play. Alright, so that's Requiem. Now, I'm waiting for Blanche to appear, and hopefully someone's pulled him while I was talking. Let's see. No one's pulling right now. Okay, well that's okay because I do have the spreadsheet open for Blanche, so we'll go over his skills right now. So Blanche is the D6 Piercer. Here, let me just show you what he looks like. Oh, or actually I can show him. Let's see, will he appear here? No, this is just Requiem. So, of course, if you do decide to get a package, I would get this one. But I think because of the Valentines Racing event, I don't think you'll need this package. I'll do the calculation for you. Let's see. I'm trying to see. Okay, that's fine. I think what I'll do is pull him from here. Okay, so this is what Blanche looks like. He's a Piercer Angel person. And going over his stats here, let's check the Piercer category. If you want the link to the spreadsheet, I can post it in the description when the video renders. But anyway, so here's Blanche. We're still waiting on his stats, but anyways, he is a D6 double dicer, which is really good because up until this point, if you wanted a D6 Piercer, you pretty much had to go with Sonya. But now we have another option. So Deadly Blow, I don't know if you can read it from your screen, but it increases damage by 45% to giant boss monsters. So this is like a D6 dicer version of Grafe, and I wonder if he's actually even better than Grafe. Let me pull up my Grafe and let's just compare. Let's see. Okay, so here's my Grafe. Okay, so let's compare side by side comparison. So Grave, he reduces damage by 35%, but this is actually increasing your damage that you deal to the giant boss by 45%. So this is like the Blanche is like the offensive version of Grave, which is pretty nice. And if you look at Angelic Fight Spirit, the dicer ability, if the dice thrown is lower if the total is lower than your opponent's, increase all rolls by 2. I'm assuming this is your dice roll. So let's say you lose your dice battle against the opponent. Before the outcome of the match is decided, all your dice are going to roll by 2. This is insane, guys. So pretty much you're going to win most of your dice battles unless the opponent rolls insanely high and you roll insanely low. I think this is one of the best dice abilities in Lord of Dice Global currently. So guys, he's really good. We have 3 really solid dicers released today. So this is a really good event for people to power up and hopefully close the gap between the free-to-play or the newcomers and the people who have been playing for a while. Okay, so time to do a little calculation here. So I think I've mentioned in the past, based on my personal experience, it takes about 45,000 feathers to unlock 1 cube event dicer. So if I do the math here, let me go ahead and do two runs of the cube event dicer, or the Valentines Racing, I mean. Yeah, so if you do hard mode, you get 600 feathers. I don't remember how much it costs to recharge it. I'm gonna find out for you guys right now, but I'm just gonna do a quick run. Okay, so I'm just gonna go 6 move, and I'm just gonna attack him as he, catches up with me. $120? That's really cheap, actually. I was expecting it to be like 200 or something. So that seems pretty reasonable. And keep in mind that spending gems on anything will add to your feather count, even if it's recharging tickets. Okay, let me see if I can dice battle both of them and win. So as you can see by my team, I'm really excited about these D6 dicers because I feel like most of my dicers are D4s right now. Unfortunately, some of the best dicers in the game right now are D4 dicers. Oh, perfect. Okay. Alright, so I don't have to worry about him now, so I can just finish the race. So let's do some calculations here. So if you were to do, say you do Valentine's Day Racing twice a day, and obviously that requires a recharge of 120 gems. So you're getting about 1,320 feathers a day from this event, times, we'll go conservative. Let's say you do this for 12 days out of the 14 days. That's already almost 16k feathers right there. And I think we are going to get about maybe 7k free feathers from, or I think, yeah, 3k feathers per day, per week. Yeah, times 2 weeks, so that's up to 21,840 feathers. Yeah, so that's almost half of a Requiem right there. And we're going to get free cubes too, so that'll cover probably another bunch of feathers. I think we'll get 3 cubes a week, which is 2,000. So it's like getting another 12k feathers. Yeah, okay, so just by doing the Valentine's Day event twice a day for 12 days, plus logging in every day at 9 p.m., you'll have this many feathers just from that. And it won't cost you that many gems. If you're doing dailies, you'll have enough. And then I'm assuming that you guys are gonna be farming for carols. So I can easily see you guys getting 1 Requiem, no problem. And then the second Requiem, you may get close actually. And then it's up to you. If you've been saving gems up until this point, then I think I can totally see some free-to-play players who've been stocking up on gems to unlock a limit broken Requiem. So that's nice. What I'm really hoping is to get a 2-move Carol and a 6-move Requiem. If I can get that, then I'm in a good spot. Okay, so just to show you guys, spending that 120 gems counted towards my feather count, so that's nice. Okay, so I'll just do one more run of this just so I don't forget. And then, what else do I need to go over? Actually, you know, I think that's about it. Oh, I can go over I can show you the skins. And actually, I think the only way to get skins right now is to spend actual money. I'll show you where you can get skins. Yeah, I'm very happy about this event. I mean, I was hoping that it would be the mermaid dicer, but I'm okay with... I'm actually really glad that they're going to bring back some of the past cube event dicers. Alright, and there we have it, another 600 feathers. Not difficult at all. Okay, so let's take a look at the skins now. So we have the Requiem skin and the Jean skin. Oh, unfortunately... Yeah, okay. So it says here that it will be engraved and equipped for from Dicer's skin scene. Now, what some people in my guild, and myself included, didn't know is that you have to be picky about which dicer you put your skin, because just because you purchase the skin doesn't mean you can apply it to all your Requiems or all your Moshus. If you look at my, if we look at my dicer inventory here, so I do have a skin on my Moshu currently, but unfortunately I don't have the option to apply that same skin to my second Moshu. So that's something to keep in mind. As you can see here, I have no way of applying the skin on her as well. I've already used it up, unfortunately. Yeah, see? But skins are really useful, especially for very good dicers like Moshu, because they decrease your total charge beat by 1. You know how, like, when you start any sort of match and every turn your dicer's charge meter goes up? Well, I think there's 6 beads for D4 dicers and 7 beads for D10 and D6 dicers before your dicer is fully charged. Well, it decreases the maximum requirement for 1 if the dicer has a skin on the dicer. So for my 1 move Moshu, because I have a skin on her, so whereas typically a Moshu would take 6 beads to fully charge, this Moshu right here only needs 5 beads to be lit up before she becomes fully charged. So that's really good for someone like Requiem, who typically would require 7 charges to fully charge. Well, in his case, he only, with the skin, would only need 6 beads to fully charge. So that's really nice. And in terms of where to get these skins, whoa, you can get a guaranteed Kitsune, guys. Wow. I mean, I already have a limit broken Kitsune, but guys, if you were willing to, you know, I guess fund the game, and if there's any time to actually spend money on this game, then this is the time, because you get a guaranteed Kitsune. Wow. Okay, I mean, I already have one that I like, so I'm probably... I have enough gems. I actually, most of these gems here I saved up. This is 2 months worth of gems that I saved up. I didn't spend any gems towards any of the past 3 or 4 cube events, because they weren't really that good. I think the last good cube event dicer, I can't even remember. So anyways, guys, hope you found this video informative. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time in the next video. Take care.